Hi, I am Dr. Cristina Louk, and this is my cat, Margot. I am a licensed psychotherapist and registered hypnotherapist in the state of Washington. I'm an ADHD specialist, and I help people turn their ADHD struggles into their ADHD strengths. I too am a fellow ADHDer, so I speak from experience when I share my tips and tricks. And I have a private practice in the state of Washington called Peace Humanistic Therapy. Today, I want to talk to you just briefly about sensory processing disorder because a lot of us ADHDers have it. So, what is it? Um, I'm going to tell you just from my experience because that's how I like to share my experience, strength, and hope with people is to tell you how it is for me. And maybe you could find some similarities in how it affects you. So, what is sensory processing disorder? So, let's just break down the word sensory. That's our five senses. What do I see? What do I hear? What do I taste? What do I touch? What do I smell? Right? So, those five senses. Processing is how that data, because that's what it is, right? It's incoming data, how our brain, the computer of our body, files it, responds to it, dissects it, understands it. So that is what sensory processing means. Disorder obviously means that it is not working like everybody else. I hate really saying disorder and deficit because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, these aren't really deficits. We're just different than each other, right? So let's look at how this affects me. So let's start with my sight. I don't like overhead lights. It's too overwhelming for me. And when I say overwhelming, it's almost as if you're hearing so much noise you can't hear anything. Or a good way to explain the overwhelm is when you go out from a dark room into a bright daylight scene. You squint your eyes. That's kind of how it is. It's like everything in me, my brain just squints. So overhead lights is a big one for me. So I tend to have a lot of lights spread throughout the room. A lot of lights in all the different corners. That's how that will affect me. I also don't like rapidly changing busy things. To me, that's my brain can't process that, and so I avoid those kind of situations. If I'm in a room that's really bright, I tend to move to a darker area. When it comes to sound, I like a lot of noise. So sound in and of itself is not the problem for me. It's the tone of the sound. I don't like really shrill, high pitched stuff. I have a hard time with that. So that for sound for me. Other than that, I love noise. I love hearing trains. We have a racetrack kind of nearby. I love to hear the cars going round. Sound generally isn't a problem unless it's the tone of the sound. Taste. I don't have a lot of sensory processing with taste, so I can't really explore that too much with you. I do use taste when I'm needing to focus. I'll have a strong mint, one that kind of really burns my tongue and makes me sneeze. If I'm needing to focus, that kind of will jolt me in. So taste is actually something that I use for a self-soothe coping kind of mechanism, not so much a sensory processing disorder. Smell. I'm not really triggered as much by smell either. Some people can't handle strong smells. I also use my sense of smell as a coping mechanism. I do have like little oils around that really smell great, that if I'm feeling distressed, that helps me. So these senses seem to be working for me, but we'll see. Other people might have a different experience. Touch. I don't like tight clothes. If you read my blog, I cannot wear a turtleneck because I feel like somebody's strangling me, so I can't do that. And I feel people's energy, or I sense people's energy. So when they have really high energy, it sometimes can be kind of overwhelming for me. And so that kind of could be a sensory processing issue that I experience. Other than that, there's other things that I could probably go into, but I want to keep these videos, relatively short. Hopefully that gives you some idea of what sensory processing disorder is, and maybe, encourages you to explore how that affects your life. When we are overwhelmed with our external environment, that can cause us to become irritable, not happy, some negative kind of emotions appear. So we want to prevent those as best we can, and the best way to do that is to check your environment and check it out for these different things that could overwhelm you because of our sensory processing disorder. And with that, I'm done. Have a wonderful day.